Chris here from the Gamers Hall, and today we're talking 2024 Paladins. Let's go. Alright, so I'm here to talk about the Paladins because I don't believe that they got nerfed as hard as people believe that they got nerfed. And I'm going to go through all the abilities that they talked about, what's happening, what's going on, and why I believe it's not as bad as everybody thinks it is. Alright, so at first level, Paladins are getting access to spells. They're getting Lay on Hands. Lay on Hands is a bonus action now, so that's nice. You'll be able to just hack and then heal yourself or heal an ally with a bonus action. Very nice. And then Weapon Mastery. So you're going to get weapon mastery options. So this is going to give you a little more versatility as the Paladin. One to, depending on the weapon mastery you pick is the versatility that you're going to get with this. So at second level, you're getting a fighting style, full fighting style list, or you can forego your fighting style and pick up some cleric cantrips. So, do you want to be a caster or do you want to be melee? It's, options. Options are great. I like options. It's all about building your character at that point. But then you get the Paladin Smite. Now, this is where everyone basically is saying that, oh, Paladins are nerfed. And guess what? Yeah, they nerfed it. It's not as bad as everyone thinks. It's a spell now, which means it can get counterspelled. But if they change counterspell to the way it was in the UA, then Paladins are going to pass this pretty easily. It's not going to be that bad. And then also there's the fact of it's a bonus action. Cool, it's a bonus action. You can only do it once per turn. So what? We knew it was going to go to once per turn anyways. And the fact that they're making it a bonus action just solidifies it. And I'm sorry if it doesn't work with your power builds. They're doing this for game balance. And Smite was really powerful in the 2014 edition. So moving it back to the way it is now, I don't think it's that bad of a nerf. Are you doing less damage? Yes. Okay, so what? You're doing less damage. But it's all about the options. Do you do the extra attack from Polearm Master? Do you cast Misty Step to get away? Or is it more important that you sit there and do the extra damage? Is the extra damage what you need to do right now and hold the line? Or do you need to reposition yourself or use that bonus action for something else? It's all about choice. And there are people that are like, well, now you can't smite and lay on hands at the same time. Guess what? You couldn't smite and lay on hands in the 2014 edition either. So why would you be able to do it now just because they changed it into a bonus action? Like, it's something you want, but for game balance, which is what they seem to be going towards, it is what it is. And guess what? I'm sorry. I don't think it's as bad as everyone thinks, because guess what? They nerfed one thing. The Paladins getting less damage on their smite. They can't do it as much. But the Paladin still has other great things. And I'm just on level 2. Let's keep going. Alright, so at level 3, you're getting your subclass option, but you're also getting Channel Divinity. And your Channel Divinity, instead of once per day, it's gone up to 2 times per day. This is going to go up to 3 times per day at 10th or 11th level. So one of the uses that you're going to get with this Channel Divinity is your Divine Sense. And with Divine Sense, instead of lasting 6 seconds like it used to, it now lasts 10 minutes. And this is kind of big. This means that when you cast this or use it, you're going to be able to find that devil, that demon, celestial, or whatever else is going to be on the list that Divine Sense finds. But you're going to be able to find them, and you're going to be able to locate them pretty easily instead of just like, oh, okay, so something's here. I know it. I saw it over there, but it's kind of crowded. I don't know. But also in a combat sense, if something's invisible, you're going to know its location. You'll probably still have disadvantage to attack it, but, we have to wait and see what the wording says on some of those things. But, yeah, you're going to be able to see those things. In darkness, guess what? You'll know the location. This is actually a bigger deal than I think people are making it out to be, because this is a big in combat thing that can happen, that you'll know where some of these things are, and it could also help you avoid some combats. But it's also an out of combat thing where you could be looking for something and trying to find the demon or the devil that's around in a crowded space that's possessed something. So having that 10 minutes, that's kind of a big deal, and I think it's going to provide a lot of good role play scenarios that DMs and players will encounter in the future. Alright, at level 5 you get Find Steed for free, and it's also going to get 1 free casting of it as well. So you always have it prepared, you always get 1 free casting of it. Yeah, you're that paladin, you're going to get a steed, and it's going to ride you into combat, or it's just going to make traveling a lot easier. You literally don't ever have to pay for a steed. You can just, hey, free casting, use a spell slot if you need to. This is something that's going to be great also in and out of combat. Hey, like everybody else may be walking, but you're not. You need to get somewhere fast, you could definitely get there, or you and another player could get there really fast. Or if you're trying to, protect somebody, you can just, bam, pull the steed out, hey, hop on, let's go. There's a lot of cool things that you could do with this, and I think having the free casting of it is going to help it to find more uses in play. So you're getting an ability called Abjure Foes. You use your channel Divinity for this. So the way Abjure Foes worked in the UA was you use your magic action, you expend the use of a channel Divinity, you present your holy symbol, you choose a number of creatures equal to your charisma modifier that you can see. They all must make a wisdom saving throw, and if they fail their wisdom saving throw, then they are dazed. So what Daze does is, on your turn, you can either move or you can take an action. Now you cannot take a bonus action or reaction. It's either move or action. Now see, again, this is a combat thing, but it also could be out of combat. Like, there are people you're trying to capture, they're trying to run away, you can daze them, and now they're not able to double move away or triple move in some cases. It limits what they can and can't do, or the sheer fact that, like, you could do this as an out of combat thing just to limit what a NPC would be able to do, because if they can only either move or take an action, limiting their ability and what they can do there in or out of combat, it could be very, very effective. Like, I could see people using this out of combat also, just so that people are a little tripped up, and like it makes you a little more able to think quicker on your feet and be able to do things that you wouldn't normally have been able to do because they're dazed now and you're not. Alright, so you're still getting auras. Auras are always going to be helpful, and they're always going to be on unless you're incapacitated. But you're also, all of the auras are going to be the same distances now. So if you get a second aura, or your aura gets a second ability, it's just an add-on to what it already is. It's not going to be two separate things. And apparently some of them don't get a second aura, they get a emanation, which you'll have to wait for the PHB to come out to find out what the rules are on that, and what the emanation does, whether it's someone within a certain number of feet of you takes damage, or if they have to take a saving throw, or be frightened, or who knows. Alright, so that's all the abilities that they talked about on the stream that they did. But basically, yeah, you're still a paladin. You're still going to be a very well balanced class. You're going to be able to put out good damage. You're going to have a high AC and be able to hold the line like a tank. Now, are you exceptionally good at any of those things? No. No, you're not. Are you good at all three of those things? Yes. Yes, you are. Being a paladin now basically is, hey, you're there where you need to be. Do you need to go support somebody? Do you need to be up front, holding the line, throwing in that damage where you can, and spending all your spell slots for smite and the extra damage? Yeah, granted, I know there are other classes out there that are going to be out damaging you, but they're not going to be out damaging you by that much. And the paladin smite, you're getting at least one of those for free, and when you upcast them, you're going to be doing extra damage. Okay, yeah. Again, you're not doing all the damage, but you are doing some of the damage. So, are you going to be an upfront, tanky support guy? You're going to be in the back casting spells with some light support. It's really up to you how you want to play your paladin. But like I said, he's not going to be exceptionally great at anything, but he is going to be a very, very, very well-balanced character that can help do a whole lot of other things. And it's going to be very interesting to see how people play these characters and this class in the future, and some of the things and situations they'll get into and do with some of these new features. I'm excited about it. And I'm sorry, I don't think they got nerfed as hard as everyone's saying. Did they get a nerf? Yes, I'll agree to that. Yes, the Smite did get nerfed. Was it like, oh my god, crazy nerf? No, it needed to be nerfed because it was too powerful to begin with. I mean, what, a 2014 5th level paladin, if made right, had the chance to do anywhere from like 56 to like 80 something damage, and during the first round of combat, like at 5th level, I mean, you're pretty much destroying anything if you're throwing out those kinds of numbers. Like, nothing can deal with you at that point. So yeah, it needed to come back a little bit, but I think it's a good change, especially for game balance. Like I said, not class balance, because D&D is not about class balance, because in 4th edition they balanced all the classes, and majority of people hated 4th edition. So this isn't about class balance, but it's about game balance, and we really won't know how some of these changes really affect the paladin until we get the 2024 player's handbook in our hands and can actually see what all of the changes are and what they're going to be and how they affect some of these things. And who knows, I might be making a video coming back telling you guys, okay, the paladin was nerfed super hard, but as it stands now, I don't think it was nerfed that hard. And feel free to tell me why you think it is nerfed that hard. Anything outside of damage, because I already know they took a hit on the damage. Is it a nerf? Yes. Is it crazy? No, it's not. It's really not. But hey, feel free to tell me why you think it is. But until then, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.